Hey there. Okay, we're going to be doing some cold calls today. One of the biggest challenges that most people face when it comes to making these calls, from what I see, is they don't have their list and their offer defined. So, personally, I am big on making sure that I have the offer well defined before I get out there and start prospecting. But a lot of times I'll sit down and make some cold calls to try to figure out what my offer is. And so, if you're a business that still has not actually gotten your offer defined, the best way to do it, the best way to figure it out is to get on the phone and start making offers. Start making some calls and mention, some of the benefits that you might be able to help them with, and you'll see really quickly what they're biting on, and you can focus on doing those things. You're finding out what their pains are, finding out what potential solutions they might be interested in. So um, now, on top of that, you want to make sure that you're reaching out to people that are a good fit for what you have. And usually, I notice another big problem when it comes to anybody that's doing cold calls is that they're actually reaching out to people who aren't a good fit. They don't have the ability to buy. If somebody who you're calling is in a bad situation financially, where they're barely getting by or they're not interested in buying what you sell, then you shouldn't be calling them. So, for example, a lot of times somebody who sells web services will call people who don't have a website. They've been in business for 5 years. Why don't they have a website after 5 years? Is it because they haven't had a call from somebody trying to sell them one? Most likely that's not the case. The case is that they just don't have a need for it for whatever reason in their mind. Even if it can't help them, you can't talk them into something. So it's easier to try to just make one sale. One sale. The sell is work with me, not with who you're working with, versus two sales. Hey, you should buy this thing because it's going to be able to help you. Start advertising. It's going to be able to help you. And by the way, I'm the guy you should be doing the advertising with. Okay. So, anyways, I'm going to be making some calls here with you. We are going to be going through the exercises of kind of feeling through some of the prospects that we're calling. So, Hot Prospector offers services to companies where we will help them to scale their sales team. We do that through AI and staff augmentation offshore. So, we can bring in an appointment setter and SDR and then pair them up with AI, and that is going to help that company be able to handle more leads efficiently. And when they do that, at the end of the day, they're going to be getting better results. Okay. So let's go ahead. We're going to go ahead and make I'm going to just, all right, there we go. I was clicking on the wrong thing. Here we go. I'm going to go ahead and make the next call here. Now, a few things that I do personally between or when I make calls, I try to get a list up front that has business owner names, that has email addresses, that has all of those things. But there are cases where, depending on who I'm targeting, it may not be available. And so these leads that I'm going to be calling on, I'm actually using AI, ChatGPT, to do research while I'm calling. So if you see me pasting in data or copying pasting data while we're calling, it's because I'm getting that information from AI. So for example, this lead right here, I was able to use AI to get the business information. And so, taking a second to update that information is super helpful because the next time you call, you'll have all of that data right there at your fingertips and you can use it to get further. Okay. So the names of the person, this is the owner is Brian. He's a Marine. How about that? Former Marine. I know that actually see here, this company is veteran owned. Kind of nice next time I call to use that. So let's go ahead and give this guy a call.
Thank you for calling Just Roofs and Gutters. If you know your party's extension, you can press it at any time. Press 1 if you are calling about a roof inspection. rear roof project, gutter project or a repair. Press 2 to speak with our billing/admin department. Press 4 to speak to our production department. We appreciate you calling our company. Try.
Daidee's friend is not available at the moment, sending you to voicemail. Begin speaking at the tone. When you are done, hang up or press pound for more options.
I personally never leave voicemails.
Hi, thanks for calling Spiegel Plumbing. We'll be with you in just a moment. Thank you.
So while we're waiting, a couple things that I always try to do is active listening, right? When I'm on the phone.
Thank you for calling Spiegel Plumbing. This is Becky. How can I help you?
Hey, Becky, it's Mark. Is Mitch in?
No, not at the moment. I can always leave a message and have him reach out to you.
Yeah, actually, I was calling about a proposal. Can I get his email address? I want to make sure I have the right one. Is it Mitch K?
I do not have access to his personal one.
Okay, I is it Mitch K at SB Eagle? I'm not looking for his personal email.
Yeah, if that's what has been given to you, then I would assume yes.
Okay. Just make sure. I'm just double checking here on my end. When do you expect him in?
It is very unknown because he does pop in and then leaves and stuff. So I have no specific time frame when he is here in the office directly.
Okay. Who's the sales manager, Becky?
I believe that he does all of that information,
He's the sales manager?
but I'm unsure. Yeah, like I'm new, so I don't have a lot of these answers.
Got you. Yeah, I mean, normally I'm working with either a sales manager or, like depending on the size of the company, I'm working with the owner. Do you know if there's like an inside sales team that take?
Once again, I'm new,
So,
so I don't have any of those answers. I'm really sorry.
right. So in the office that you're in, are you working in office or are you remote?
Today I'm working from home remotely.
Okay. When you're in the office, are there people inside the office that take inbound calls from people who are trying to get, service?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
How many salespeople do you guys have?
I'm not quite sure.
4, 5,
This would
10?
be something that you could speak with Mitch on that, but I don't have these answers. I'm really sorry.
No, it's fine. I
I
appreciate your
do
help.
have other calls that are coming in.
Yep.
I can always leave him a message and he can reach out to you.
Okay.
You did say that your name was Mark, correct?
Yep. And I think I have his email, but again, I'll double check it and make sure.
Okay.
Thank you.
Just go ahead and send over an email to him.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Have a
Becky.
nice day.
You too. Bye. There you go. So I personally take every single person that I get to um, and use them to try to gather more information. In her situation, she maybe she is new, maybe she's not. I don't know. I always tend to not believe people because I don't know. For some reason, a lot of times people always try to hold things back. Probably because they don't like just telling some stranger a bunch of information, right? But Becky mentioned that she didn't know anything. However, once I started to prod her a little bit more, she knew that they have inside sales. So I'm trying to find out, is there a need for what we sell? Sounds like there is, right? We in our company, what we offer, like I said, is AI slash uh, uh, staff augmentation, and it sounds like they could benefit from it. And she's overwhelmed. So there's another, that alone is a reason because I had to wait for what, 2 minutes before she even answered the phone. So, um, what I typically do in these cases is I try multiple times because you'll be surprised. The first time I call, Becky's answering the call. Well, Becky takes a break eventually. So when Becky's not answering, then what? Right now it's 10:30. A lot of times they'll take a lunch for 12 to 1 or something like that. I'll try her at 12 the next time, and then if she answers again, then I was like, oh wow, you haven't had lunch yet? And she's like, no, I'm about to take lunch. Then I know. What do I do? I'm going to call her when she's at lunch. That is kind of like a way to get through those gatekeepers. A lot of times people have trouble getting through. And if the lead is on your list, if the data is in your database, it's worth calling, right? Especially if it qualifies. She's saying Mitch is the sales manager. She's saying they have a sales team. Sounds like a decent sized company. I'm I'm going to keep on reaching out. Okay. So in this case, I will schedule this call for later today. And right now it's 11:30 where she's at. So maybe I'll try it 12:30. And when it pops up, we'll go to war.
Thank you for calling Friendly Plumber Heating and Air. We are excited to announce that we are now part of Just Right Heating and Cooling family. We remain committed to ensuring you have the best experience for all of your cooling, heating, and plumbing needs.
By the way, I was just showing
one
you.
of our customer service representatives will be with you shortly. Thank you for calling Just Right Plumbing, Heating, and Air. This is Tiffany. Who do I have the pleasure of speaking to?
Yeah, hi, Tiffany. I'm looking for Neil.
Neil?
Yeah.
Do you have a last name?
Steen?
Let me just check. Can I ask who's calling?
This is Mark.
Mark?
Yes.
Okay.
Thanks.
Sure.
Now, I actually think I have the wrong number because this number here does not match what I just pulled up. I don't know how that happened.
Hi, thanks so much for holding. So it doesn't look like we have a Neil that works for us.
You know what? I think I actually have the wrong number. I was just looking at. Because you said what company is this?
Just Right
Just
Plumbing, Heating, and Air.
I thought I was calling Friendly.
We used to be Friendly, so we merged with Friendly about 2.5, 3 months ago.
Oh, okay, got you. So Neil is actually the contact that I had before. He's the owner. Who's in charge now?
We're owned by the Friendly Home Group, and so it's a group that owns us now. We don't have a particular one owner.
Okay.
What is this in regards to? Maybe I can find you the right person.
Yeah, so typically I speak with the sales manager. Who would that be?
Sales. Let me double check for
Sure.
you. I'm just going to put you on another brief hold.
Thanks, Tiffany.
Sure.
And another key, use their name. Because if you're being polite and using their name, they're going to be polite back to you. Right? Not always, but it's a good.
Hi.
Hi.
Thank you so much for holding.
No worries.
So I don't have anybody here in the office that I can transfer you over to, but I can give you our email address and you can try and reach out that way.
I can definitely do that. What's your email?
It's info, I-N-F-O, at justrightAir.com.
JustrightAir.com. Okay. Do you guys have a? Are you guys? How many locations do you have?
Just one here in Salt Lake.
Just that one. Okay.
Yeah, and then we have, our sister companies here as well, and some in Colorado.
Yeah, I know you guys are pretty. You guys do a lot of work in the area, from what I see. So, how many technicians do you guys have?
I don't know. I'm fairly new,
Oh, you're
so
new?
I don't have an exact number. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. I totally get it. Are you working internal in the office, or are you working remote?
No, we work in the office, but this is the line for the scheduling of appointments.
I see. So are you on the inside sales team or?
No,
No.
we just schedule appointments for repairs and things like that for plumbing and HVAC.
So, but you yourself, are you in inside sales, or are you just mainly answer the phones?
We just answer the phones and schedule appointments.
Oh, are you a answering service?
No, customer service rep.
Okay, got you. I'm sorry. I know I asked a lot of questions. I was just trying to make sure when I do send over this information, I send over what is relevant. And so if I realize that somebody's using an answering service, that definitely helps a lot. I was looking.
Yeah, no, not an answering service.
Oh, okay, so you're like in the office. Got you. Okay. Well, Tiffany, I really appreciate your help. You've been a lot of help. I'll get this over and we'll talk to you again.
All right, sounds good. You
Thanks.
have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye. So she's not being helpful at all, but that's okay. I'm just gonna let her feel like she was. Sometimes you can find information on their website. I don't see that they have a what do you call it? I don't see that they have a LinkedIn. LinkedIn is usually really helpful because it can help us to identify different titles and stuff like that. They don't have it listed here, but let's just go real quick to LinkedIn. I'm just going to take a peek because if I could find out who that sales manager is, she asked somebody or something and then came back. That's so someone probably said, and she might be new. Somebody probably said, yeah, just give them the email, tell them to send it over. So just write air.com. I'm looking in AI, by the way. Just write air in Salt Lake. So I just asked air. So Dan is the founder. Tom is the president. Okay. So, and actually, he's also the general manager. So now what I'm going to do is I couldn't find them here. Let me try one more thing here. Let's just see. Because obviously they got that information somewhere. There they are. I'm personally using LinkedIn Sales Navigator. If you're interested, I can hook you up with somebody that'll get you like a discount on that. I pay 25 bucks a month for mine versus like I don't know, I think it's like 80 bucks a month or something. Um, let's see here, people. And what's nice about that is I can go right in here to Sales Navigator and see things so much better. So Daniel's the owner, operations, founder, corporate advisor. So these are advisors. Wiley. So it's like they have multiple locations throughout the country, and there's different owners for each location, which is also nice to know because this is going to be this could be a big win. At least it looks like they at least have a couple of locations. Okay. So at first glance, it appears that Dan is the best one to ask for it, either Dan or Tom. So I'm going to put in here Dan. Oops. Oops, wrong lead. There we go. Now, can also use tools. Tom, Dan, boom. Dan Dearden, Dan.Dearden, or Dan. There you go. All right. So next time I call, I know Tiffany, receptionist. She said customer service/customer service. By the way, I also have access to lead providers that can provide a lot of this stuff depending on what you're doing. Same guy who hooks us up with um, the other thing. The reason why these leads don't have the names is because I'm using a different type of approach on these leads where I don't actually have the owner name. But if you're looking, I have a guy who can hook up a Apollo leads. Apollo is like premium. Let me show you, or not show you. Let's go to the next lead. Now I'm just going to recycle that lead. I personally am a big believer in taking the time.
Good afternoon. This is Casey.
Hey, Casey Jones, how are you?
Good.
Hey, this is Mark Helton giving you a call from Hot Prospector. Sounds like I caught you in the middle of something.
Yeah, I'm eating lunch.
Oh, I'm so sorry to disturb you. I could give you a call.
No worries. Would you mind calling back in about an hour?
Yes, I definitely can. Have a good lunch.
I appreciate you. And where are you calling from?
Hot Prospector.
Yep. Give me a call back in about an hour.
Awesome. Thank you, sir. Bye.
All right.
Active listening. Okay. I got the guy. I said his first and last name. What did that say? I know who you are. Okay. He don't know me, but it got him to think, who's this guy? So, and I was respectful of his time by saying, Casey, I know it sounds like you're in the middle of something. Active listening. When you're calling somebody, you shouldn't just expect them to drop everything if they can't. And the good news is that little bit of courtesy, letting him finish his lunch, sound like he was in a meeting of some kind, is going to go somewhere. Next time I call him, he's going to give me at least 5-10 minutes to talk, which is all I need usually in order to get my foot in the door, right? So I'm still going to take a couple of minutes because I want to try to get in some information before I call him if possible. Oh, I did that just now. You know, it's like LinkedIn is not being nice to me. So there's no company here. But, you know, they might not be tiny. Let's take a look at their website real quick. Okay. Yeah, they're not a little guy. That's Casey. Casey and Kara. Keith. So they have a decent sized team, at least a few people. And it appears that family is really important to them, which is something I like to see. So awesome. All right. So I'm going to put this guy down for a follow-up call. He seemed very relaxed, which is nice as well. Oh, I forgot to look up the email. Not good. Sometimes the email that is given to you by AI is a placeholder. That's what they call it now, instead of what do they call that? Hallucination, which basically means a lie. Just a polite way for the AI to get around saying, I don't know. Let's see. All right, so let's go ahead and schedule this for a callback at 11:30. He said an hour. Let's give them all an hour. So, a few things personally myself, when I'm pitching, I like to be on my feet because if you're on your feet, you can think better. See, I'm standing here. I like to be on my feet, and I like to have had at least one or two of these and have everything right there so I'm comfortable while I'm making these calls. This number failed. Let me just look it up and see. Now, normally, yeah, this guy's out of business. Normally, I just lost my train of thought.
This call may be recorded for quality assurance purposes.
Oh, normally I like to make a lot more calls, but the first time around, if you don't have all this data, it's helpful to get it rather than make a lot of calls. So today,
Thank you for calling customers first. We are unable to take your call right now. At the tone, please leave a brief detailed message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up and we will return your call as soon as possible.
this is the right number. Uh-oh, their website's bad. So this could be something that they don't know, or they could have gone out of business. But this looks like an error, or maybe they moved to a different website. Let's go to Google and check. Is that repairs? Yeah. I have the right thing here. So it doesn't look like they just went out of business. It seems like they're actually having an issue because an A+ rating. They've been in business for a couple of years. Their Facebook page is their business here. May 29th. Yeah, I think they're still in business. They're just having some issues with their website. So I want to try them back. But if I can't get them after the next time, what I would do is I just wouldn't call them back. So when it comes to prospecting, the number one thing that you're looking to accomplish is just to find the right initial prospect. But you're just trying to set up you're just trying to find somebody who's a good fit.
Hello, and thank you for calling Image Arts. We are currently on the other line or are away from our desk at the moment. Your call is very important to us, so please feel free to leave us a message. You may text us at 206-686-4041, or you may send us an email at info@imageartspro.com. Office hours are Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m.
We will get back to you at our earliest convenience. Thank you and have a wonderful day.
So they do real estate photography and videography. This isn't a fit for me, so I'm going to mark them off my list. This is not something I'm interested in working with.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up.
So that tells me I'm calling some business that's small enough to forward their calls at least to a voicemail cell phone. So this is a cell phone. It means if I call them a couple of times, most likely they'll answer if they, think it's possible business, or he'll call me back, which happens a lot. They'll miss the call. They might be busy with something and then follow up with another call later. So, but I have his name. So when he calls me back, I'll be ready. Now, another red flag for me is his company is a Gmail. So his cell phone is his business and his company is a Gmail. For me, this is probably not a good fit. I'm going to probably disqualify him here. Yeah. Yeah, this is too small for me. Disqualified. The name of the game in prospecting is not converting.
Thank you for calling South
everybody.
Texas Air. Please hold for the next available agent.
Think of it like you're panning for gold. All you're trying to do is find the gold. You're making phone calls. You're going to talk to some people that are a good fit, and most of them shouldn't be. That's normal. Now, if you do a good job of targeting your leads to the right, size company, if you're getting a lead provider that's giving you this data, then more of them will be a good fit versus not. But don't even in that case expect that everybody's going to be a good fit. They may not have the problem.
Hello, this is Hayden with South Texas Air.
Hey, Hayden, it's Mark Helton giving you a call over at Hot Prospector on a recorded line. How's it going?
Doing
Good.
well.
Good.
Who's this?
This is Mark Helton. I know I caught you out of the blue here. I was just wondering, maybe if you could help me. I actually was reaching out to you because we focus in helping heating and air conditioning companies to improve how quickly they're responding to their sales leads and make the most out of the time that their sales guys are spending on calls. How are you guys handling your calls right now, your sales calls? Do you guys have reps making their own calls, or do you have a dedicated team for that?
I think we're all set right now, but I appreciate the call. Thank you so much.
All right. You mind if I send you some information?
I think we're all set. Thank you, though.
Okay. I totally understand you weren't expecting my call. I'm not going to be rude. I just want to send the info so you can take a look at it. I mean, worst case scenario, you'll see something that maybe would be beneficial. And I know you're not expecting my call, so that might be part of the reason why you're not interested. I don't blame you. Do you mind? Okay, so he hung up. I'm always going to try a few times. And here's the thing, he didn't hang up. So if they don't hang up right away, most likely you can convert them. That's been my finding. And don't feel uncomfortable with doing that. I mean, look, worst case scenario, you're going to get them to say, okay, fine, you can send me some information, because that's all I'm doing, really. I knew you weren't expecting my call. That's part of the reason why you're saying no. It's because you weren't expecting my call and I just caught you out of the blue. But I have his name. Okay. What I can do is I love using AI, by the way. Who is Hayden? He answered the phone. Anything about him in relation company? It's a family owned company. We know that. So he's got to be partially some part of the decision. Hayden Holloway. There you go. So it's funny. They found him on Home Advisor. Okay, so I'm not going to give up so easily. Okay, because this could be a good fit. I'm going to ask what is his email. Sometimes they can find it. So again, it just even it said it. This is probably the email for info is all it's saying. All right. So guys, that's all. I have a meeting that I have to jump into, or else I would continue these calls. I think it's super helpful for people to just see this activity happening and realize these are the steps that it takes in order to be successful. Now, I'm going to leave you with this. If you are interested in anything that you've seen here, learning more about it, like for example, you want to get access to leads, I can help you out. If you want access to getting your own LinkedIn Navigator account, I can help you out. I'll connect you to the guy. But if you need a system like what you're seeing here to make it easier for you to make these outreach attempts, or if you're looking to scale into a team, hiring a team of appointment setters. Personally, myself, I don't make these calls. I teach somebody to make these calls, so my calendar is full. But I don't mind making these calls to show off how this whole thing works, so that way people can see. So if this is something you'd like to learn more about, if you could just go ahead and click the link below this video, wherever you're seeing this video, most likely you're seeing it on YouTube, click the link below and you can book a demo with Hot Prospector and we can show you how we can help you with this. We can help you with the software. We can help you with teams. We can train those teams. We can help you get everything set up so that way you can build a nice flow of qualified appointments. All right. Thanks again for watching. You will see you in the next one.